Welcome to part 6 of our guide to CH Studio. This is the third video where we discuss the power of combination. And really I think it's interesting, taking the previous two to look at really the full potential of this process. And what we're looking at in this particular case is risk premia. Now, risk premia have been around for a long time. Often people think of something like foreign exchange carry trades, but in fact there's many different kinds of risk premia in the market. And what we've thought about is, well, we have risk premia in rates, and we have them in commodities. We have equity risk premia as well. And what we can build is combinations using our advanced processes to actually create the combinations in each asset class. But then, of course, you can sort of take it to another level and combine all those different asset classes together. So what I'll do now is really just illustrate how this process works and the sort of interesting results that we get. So first, let's find those particular indices that we're interested in. So if we look at some that we've already created, composite indices, these are indices that are already combinations, and then we'll look at combining them. So we look at an FX combination, we look at a commodities combination, we look at a rates combination, and looking by provider this time, let's look at the good governance risk premia. And this is an idea where well-governed stocks will tend to outperform less well-governed stocks, which I think is probably not a very contentious statement. So there we go, let's add that one in. And finally, to find some other uncorrelated returns, if we look at the indices from S&P, we can look through there, and what we're thinking about is adding risk parity. Basically, add to that whole process is that we'll just be long of a bit of everything as well. So here we have those 5 ideas. We click next as usual, using tactical asset allocation. So we do forward optimization. If we look at the last 24 months, we run that every year. We have a target vol of 10%, and we'll run that, say, from the beginning of January 2010 until the present. Once again, we'd like to not have too much weight in any one strategy at any time. So say the maximum one of those 5 strategies can have is 30%. So let me just put that in. And to give it a name, CH Studio demo, global opportunities, spelled badly. There we go. Create. So that's taking now 5 separate indices that are already, 4 of which are already risk premia, 1 of which is risk parity, and 3 of them are actually combinations already: commodities, foreign exchange and rates. And this is where we start to get some very interesting results, as you can see. So with 10% vol, which is what we're targeting, is producing an annual return of nearly 24% and a Sharpe ratio of 2.53. And the returns are really, have been excellent over the last few years, and even really in this most difficult of markets, it's flat on the year in the first quarter. We can look at the combinations we currently have: commodities, FX, good governance, and parity, so nothing in rates. And as you can see, those weights have changed considerably over time. Again, why is this such a powerful combination? You can see that very clearly from this chart. There's very little correlation across any of these indices that we've used. And if we look historically as well, that one aspect of risk premia is that even in difficult times, and we're looking here at a number of stress tests, I guess, when markets sold off, the combination of risk premia tends to be unaffected by those sell-offs. So I hope those 3 videos really give a good flavour about what we're trying to do with the marketplace, but to take that next step. And when you start combining indices, you get some very powerful results. Of course, we've only touched on a few of the techniques that we have on the system, but I do hope that gives a good flavour of what you can do. Thank you.